Hey everyone, welcome to season 2 of Wikked. I've been off for the summer. I hope you missed me. I missed you. I'm here at Petroglyphs Park in Peterborough, Ontario to learn more about the First Nations and the significance of these petroglyphs. There are over 1,200 of them dating back to a couple of hundred years ago, carved on the bedrock here on the Canadian Shield in Ontario. So come along, let's go and explore. It's so nice to be back. I have to say, I really have missed doing this every week. And I decided to do something really special for the first episode of the second season. So my partner and I decided to spend the day at Petroglyphs Park. As you leave the city behind, the landscape slowly begins to change. About 2 hours northeast of Toronto, the roads wind through rolling hills, past towering pine forests, and the ancient rising rock of the Canadian Shield. This is where you find one of the most extraordinary and sacred places in Canada, Petroglyphs Provincial Park, just outside of Peterborough, Ontario. Here, hidden in the deep forest lies Kino-Majawapkong, which in Ojibwe means the teaching rocks. On this single expanse of crystalline marble, more than 1,200 carvings were etched into the stone over 1,000 years ago by the Anishinaabe people. Animals, humans, serpents, canoes, and spiritual figures. The rock itself tells stories of creation, teachings, and visions that continue to guide generations. I wish you could all smell what I'm smelling right now. It's gorgeous and piney. Here, the Anishinaabe used to travel and do spirit journeys, and that's where this rock came about. The Anishinaabe people have been coming here for centuries, carving their stories and teachings into the stone. It's like a living textbook. It's really quite spectacular. Unfortunately, I can't bring my camera in there, but there are some pictures that I found online. The carvings themselves were always part of the Anishinaabe culture, but to the outside world, they remained hidden until 1954, when a prospector named Everett Davis came across them while exploring for minerals. His discovery led to wider recognition of this sacred site and eventually to its protection. Today, it's preserved not just as history, but as a living, spiritual place for learning and reflection. This is the largest known collection of Indigenous rock carvings in Canada. It's not just history, it's living culture, protected and still respected today. Elders from the surrounding communities continue to come here, reading these stones the way others might read a sacred text. And that's exactly what it feels like. A book written in stone, whispering across time. To protect this site, a glass and timber structure has been built around the rock. Walking inside feels like entering a spiritual cathedral. Quiet, reverent, humbling. Every figure carved here carries meaning. Turtles representing creation and endurance. Birds carrying messages. Serpents guarding waters. And spirits guiding the people. The teaching rocks are still speaking, if you're willing to listen. And I have to say, standing there, looking down at the huge carvings, I felt a vibration of energy, and I have to say, it was quite moving. Beyond the carvings, the park itself is breathtaking. Turquoise waters shaped by limestone, trails winding through forests of maple, oak, and pine. It's a place of reflection, a place where past and present meet in a way you could feel in your bones. All these holes here were carved out by glaciers back in the day. So we're talking about millions of years ago, and all throughout Ontario, once you go a little bit north of Toronto, it's all filled with bedrock peeking up through the ground. Millions and millions and millions of years old. Petroglyphs Provincial Park is more than a destination. It's a reminder, a connection of spirit, of story, of land. And being here, surrounded by all this beauty, you can't help but feel like you're standing in the presence of something far greater than yourself. I sure felt that way. Thank you for coming along and exploring Petroglyphs Park. Now we head home, and coming up next, we have my special guest all the way from Florida, the one and only Billy Mick. The Artist Spotlight.
Hi everybody, my name is Billy Mick. I am a singer-songwriter in Mineola, Florida. I want to thank James so much for having me on his show. You know, I got to know James during 2020. 2020 and 2021 was really kind of neat for the queer music community because we really kind of got to know each other well, and it was really cool because we ended up being exposed to and interacting with people that we wouldn't have normally gotten a chance to interact with. So it was really kind of cool. You know, we did a lot of online prides. So a lot of these big prides performances were happening virtually. So we all got, I got to know all of these people in Canada. I got to know some people in Spain. I got to do a UK Pride. It was really kind of cool, but I got a lot of really good friendships out of it, and James is one of them. So thank you very much for having me, James. My style, let's see. I don't know. I consider myself to be much more rock and roll, but I think, especially with the way I put my stuff together, sometimes it comes across as a little more pop. I think this, my second album and this upcoming album, I think are a lot more rock and roll than the first one. The first one I think is a lot more pop. But I also like some people, it was very funny. I was at a pool party one day and I met this person for the first time and they said, "Oh wait, I know who you are. You're the country singer." I looked at Brian, I said, "Am I a country singer?" But I guess I do kind of have that a little bit every now and then, you know. And in my shows, in my variety shows and things like that, I do a lot of country. So I mean, I'm from Jacksonville, so I am a little bit country, y'all. So I live in Mineola, Florida with my husband. We are just outside of Orlando, and we live with our 2 senior Boston Terriers. We started adopting senior Bostons a few years ago. We had a senior beagle that we had since we got together. And he was getting older, he wanted a friend, and we knew that he didn't want a puppy, we knew that we didn't want a puppy, and we knew that we liked Bostons. So we reached out to the Boston Terrier Rescue of Florida and inquired about getting a senior Boston. And so we are on our, 4th pair now, I guess. But they're wonderful. They're so fantastic. Ours that we currently have are Bucky and Capone. Capone is 14 years old, and Bucky is clocked at around 8 years old. In 2018, I was working for the creative development team at entertainment at Universal Orlando, and they wanted me to learn GarageBand so that I could put together music for presentations and such. And so I started playing around with it, and I took a song I wrote when I was 8 called Angel, and I just started playing around with the loops and put it all together, and I was like, this is really good. I kind of really dig it. So Angel, that I wrote when I was 8 years old with my Casio keyboard, that I got for Christmas. That song is on my first album, and it actually ended up winning an International Dance Music Award, which I was blown away by. I was very excited because I'm not really a dance artist, but... We really love Europe a lot, the couple times we've been there. The second time we went, we had a friend of ours that was getting married in London. So Brian did some research around that time and found that Manchester Pride was happening. So we went to Manchester Pride, and it was really the most amazing experience we've ever had. It was such a strong sense of love and acceptance and community, and I had never felt anything like it in my life. I was so inspired to be in there and feeling all of that energy. I went back to our hotel room at the Velvet, and I wrote Flesh and Bone, which is probably arguably my most popular song. So it's very, very much, it's not just a gay anthem. It is a gay anthem because that's who I am. And that was the context in which it was written, but it's really, it's a anthem for love. It's an anthem for acceptance. It's an anthem for equality. It's an anthem for all of humanity to come together and be better.
So calm, so free, silence after the rain, the silence.
Hey everyone, welcome to Wikked this week for September 17th, 2025, the day after my birthday. I had a fabulous one. Thank you to everyone who said happy birthday. It really meant the world to me. I've got some amazing artists to talk about, so let's jump in right now. First up, I have my friend James O'Hurley, who will be joining me next week on the show to talk about his brand new live album. It's called A Moment Alone, live at Factory Studios, and it comes out on September 19th. It's available on all streaming services, and it's also coming out out on vinyl, so if you are a vinyl collector like myself, you should go pick yourself up a copy. It's out September 19th, and again, that is A Moment Alone by James O'Hurley, live at Factory Studios. A brand new artist with their debut single. This artist is called Atlas, and they are a trans artist, and I've only heard a snippet of this song, and it just sounds so amazing. It sounds like a powerhouse of a song, so I can't wait to hear more. That's also out on September 19th on all streaming services, so make sure you go out and pre-save it now. Seattle icon and my friend Envy Jordan has a brand new song out called Tight, and they will be coming on the show to talk more about it in the first week of October, but you should go stream it now because it's already out, and that again is Envy Jordan and Tight. And that brings the first episode of Season 2 of Wikked to a close. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for coming along to Petroglyphs Park. Thank you so much to my amazing guest Billy Mick, my wonderful partner Andrew Hanna, Beat Bakery, Velvet Code, Sandcastle Radio, Kenny Fitzpatrick, Barb Snellgrove, and so many more. Thank you to all of you for tuning in every week, both on the radio and also the video podcast. Don't forget to tune in tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at sandcastleradio.org. And most importantly, if we support each other, then we succeed together. Be true and always be you. Mwah.